Doing a gum chewing Nintendo Switch game collection video today. I feel like I haven't done the Switch in a little bit, but this collection is probably the same as it was the last time, but it is with this new angle, so let's get started. First I've got Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. This is a remake from the original Game Boy Color game. Never played that one. This is a cool game though. It's got a cool look to it. It's kind of almost clayish type. I don't know, the characters look like they're almost made of clay in a way, the world. It's really cool. I like these kind of Zeldas where it's not like straightforward, but every time you get a new thing, it's like, oh, you've achieved something and now you can unlock a new area. It has a very throwback feel to it. I mean, it's a remake of an older game, but I do really like this one. There's some other things you could do in here. You could build little dungeons. I never did that though. It's a cool game. You wake up on an island. You're on your boat. You get like shipwrecked, and you wake up on an island. You gotta do stuff. Collection of mana. So this has Final Fantasy Adventure, Secret of Mana, and Trials of Mana in it. Final Fantasy Adventure was on the Game Boy. That was considered the first Mana game, I guess. So it's just two Super Nintendo games and one Game Boy game. I always like the compilations. They're cool. Especially because I played some Final Fantasy Adventure back in the day. I had not played either of those two. I did start playing one. I think they made a remake of Secret of Mana. I'm not sure though. They've pumped out a few of those Mana games over the years. Witch Spring 3 fine. Wicked Witch, Divine Hero. This I've not played this. Obviously, still sealed. My fiance got me. This was on my wish list. She got it for me. I think it might have been Easter a couple of years ago, but I have not opened it yet. Apparently, this game's gained a little bit of value, though. I had it on my list because it had the look of I think the battle had a look of like shining in the darkness, which I like. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. We beat this one. Fun game. It's like an more of a little bit openish area Kirby game. Same thing as always, going to different worlds. I forget what happens. You get like sucked into this other thing. And then you can inhale cars and vending machines as a Kirby does, but it's just more the extreme than this one. Giant rings, cars, giant traffic cones, on top of inhaling enemies and stuff. Looks really nice. It's a Kirby game, you know what you're kind of getting with these. Sonic Mania. This is like a weird, I don't know how to describe this, almost like a quasi type thing. Like it's got classic areas in it with new ones, so it's almost like a remake slash new game, I suppose. But it plays like Sonic. It's pretty solid. I have not beaten it, but I've played some of it. You know what you're getting with these 2D Sonics most of the time. This has more of the feel of the older Sonics, like the Genesis and stuff. by Square Enix, has a really nice look. It looks like a Super Nintendo game, but with it looks like a modern, what a Super Nintendo game would look like now. If you know, I don't know how to describe it, but use any of these 8 characters. You start off with one in the beginning, and then you meet the other ones. They're all in your party. Each character has a special ability. Like I said, it looks great. Like the battle, when you're in a battle, it looks like a classic kind of older game, just, you know, a bit better. The artwork's really nice, though. I've talked about it in the past. I do have the most of everything. I think I'm missing one thing from the special edition of this. I got all the special edition stuff at a garage sale, not the game, for $5. I already had the game. But I was like, I have $5, why not? I had the coin in there still in the baggie and a bunch of other stuff. It was really cool. I'm like, oh, I have the game, so I might as well get that, right? There's like a cloth kind of map, I think. Every path is yours to take. It's fun. Everything looks really nice. It's got a nice art style to it. Yoshi's Crafted World. This is another one we completed. It was fun. Once again, great art style, cool look to it. Nintendo has been doing that with certain games now for probably a good while. Probably since the Wii. I feel like they've been kind of doing these kind of interesting games in terms of how they look. They look like this is a crafted world. It looks like a bunch of crafts. Stuff looks like clay, and other ones are yawn, you know. It's really nice. Poochie's in this one. I think he first appeared. Maybe in a DS game. I don't know. You're inhaling enemies, shooting out eggs. You're finding little secrets in each level. There's replayability. There's time stuff with the Poochie shit. Yeah, you play the flip side with Poochie. It's kind of like a time thing, I believe. Fun little game. I think you had Kamek and Bowser Jr. are the 2 antagonists in this one. There's some boss fights and stuff. Cool game. These are the other 2 coming up that I have sealed still. Trails of Cold Steel 3, the extra curricular edition by NIS America. I bought this when I first got the Switch. We first got the Switch. It's on sale for $40. I'm like, I better get it before it gains value, and it never gained value. I have not opened it yet. It is an RPG, though. There's a lot in this Trail series, so if anyone's played this one, let me know how it is. And I've heard a lot of good stuff about this game, actually. Still Seal, Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. So this is in the art style of the studio Ghibli, I don't know. Yeah, world-class animation and music by the renowned Yoshis. I think this is a little bit of a stacking type game with the enemies you fight, similar to like World of Final Fantasy. If anyone's played this one, let me know how it is. Luigis Mansion 3. Really cool game. This one has, what do they call him? Goo, E.G. He's just a bunch of goo. And it's like the 2-player thing. He can go through like bars and stuff. Once again, looks really nice. It's fun gameplay. If you like Luigi Mansion games, you're gonna like it. You're in a hotel this one. I think it's King Boo, maybe. Invites Mario, Peach, the rest. They get grabbed. Now Luigi's there. You got Professor Egad. You do grab at some point. You're upgrading stuff. Once again, looks really nice. You're using your vacuum on the enemies, on everything in the environment to collect coins and stuff. Another really cool game. Neox. This is originally a Wii game. I don't know, but it's a platformer. It's Kirby. It is a remake of one of the games, or a remaster. I don't know. Fun. It was fun. This is another one with big open world. And I think this one has a hub world. So does In the Forgotten Land, where you're hanging out with the Waddle Dees and you get more stars or whatever it is, and you're getting new things and stuff. There's little mini games. You're getting different powers, the usual Kirby type stuff. You can play as all these guys: Waddle Dee, Meta Knight, is that King Day, and whatever this thing's called. His ship crashed or something. Sakuna of Rice and Ruin. This actually has a manual. It's cute little manual. Rice's power. So here's Sakuna. She's like a princess, I think, of the gods or something. In the beginning, she's all sauced. She likes to get drunk, and these regular humans come in. And she lets them in, and she gets banished to the regular world. So this is a little like a act raiser. You're growing crops at one point, then you're doing this side-scroll beat 'em up stuff, similar to like an Odin sphere. I did not complete this, but what I played of it was fun. The character is actually pretty fun. Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. It's Crash. It's kind of like the older school Crashes, and it has more of the feel of those Naughty Dog ones. More small. I haven't played a lot of the other ones, so I couldn't really tell you, so I shouldn't speak on that. It's Crash game's gonna frustrate the shit out of you. It's fun though. Looks nice. It's goofy, you know. It will piss you off. I think that's Crash's sister. I don't know. You can play as Crash, Coco, Dingo Dial, Tawna, and Dr. Neocortex. New Super Lucky's Tale. I played this originally on the Xbox. I think it was an exclusive of the Xbox for a little bit. Leap into Adventure. You play as Lucky. I think his parents or something get grabbed. I think cats are the bad guy in this one. What else is new, right? And they kidnap your family. You're going to a book and stuff. It's a platformer. It's pretty fun. You're collecting letters and the typical platforming stuff you do that's been around for years. This guy does something. I forget what he is, but it's all right. There's parts of this that are the camera angles are pretty shitty. They might have actually fixed it for this one. The original release might have been that one. And this added, I think, the DLC as well. Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Great platformer. Really throwback to the Super Nintendo feel. It looks great. It's bizarre. You get the, what were they called? The Wonder Stars. Is that what it was? Wonder Flowers. Sorry, it says there. And you turn it into, it gets all weird. The pipes start moving. Everything's like all trippy and stuff. I will say the boss fights were a little underwhelming in this one. But it looked great. It played well. You turn into an elephant in this one. That was a new one. Bubble Mario and Drill. I think those two might have been new as well. It was really cool though. It looks great. You play as Peach, Daisy, Luigi, Toadstool, stuff like that. And once again, there's stuff. You gotta find coins and little secrets everywhere and stuff. I only played some of this one. Beauty becomes the beast. You're Bayonetta again. I don't know who this is, if this ends up being her kid or something. I think the beginning you're fighting on a giant ship. I think that's something that happens in this one. And the other dude's there, the kind of comic relief guy who sounds like Joe Pesci. Then I ended up in another world type thing, or another area, and I stopped playing there. I don't know. I wasn't feeling this one as much as the original and the second one. And one day I'll probably go back to it. It's still the crazy combat and all that stuff. Super Mario Odyssey. Hell of a 3D Mario game. The hat, what do they call him? Cappy. He's the new kind of hook in this one. You possess things, dinosaurs, all the enemies, all that stuff. Big open areas to find all types of. There's so much shit to get in this game. We didn't get. I think there's stars in this one. We didn't get all of them. Because the big worlds, there's you can possess taxis too, I believe. You know, you're doing all little things in each world as well. There's a ton to do in this game. It was super fun. And then there's like, I think there's a boss rush type thing you can do in one. It's like the dark side of the moon and then the darker side of the moon. After you beat it, you can then play 2 players. The second player is the cap. We got a Danganronpa Decadence. This has the 3 Danganronpas. It does not have Ultra Despair Girls. That was like a first-person, different kind of game than these ones. And then they add this summer beach thing, or whatever they call beach vacation thing. I've not played all these. They're cool mystery type games where you search around for stuff, you gotta figure things out, then someone gets accused of murder. And if you get it wrong, everybody dies. Or if you get it right, the person that killed someone gets killed. Because like the first one is like, they're trapped in a school. It's like, yo, you can escape if you kill someone and get away with it. But if you don't get away with it, you get killed. And then they die in like fantastic fashion. I don't have a ton of experience with it, but it is cool. From what I played. This is Spirit Hunter NG. This is Volume 2. Death Mark 2 is Volume 3. Obviously the first Death Mark is the first one, but I don't think they were doing that at first, and then they just made it Spirit Hunter, maybe because the first copies of Death Mark don't have Spirit Hunter on them. Later copies do. Where the Creeping Heart. This is my least favorite of the 3. It's still cool. It's like your point and click. It's like story-driven horror game, point and click. Though you're finding objects, gotta use in the boss fights and stuff a certain way. I forget what the thing. You're fighting like urban legend type things, similar to the other ones, like this person. I think that's the first boss. You use this kid, and then you could bring other people in as well. That can search different areas and stuff like that. You need them to search other areas. Characters can die in this, I believe. They're cool games, though. I'd recommend them if you're into narrative-driven games that do have some gameplay, not a ton. You're not doing a ton on the gameplay front. Root Film. I need to play more of this. I was enjoying this. Similar thing to the Spirit Hunter games. You have to. It's not a ton of gameplay, but this one I think you're going through the film and trying to find out stuff. There's like ghosts involved and stuff. It's narrative driven again as well. This is actually one I do need to get back into because I started playing it and I was like, it's kind of cool, and then I moved on to something else like I always do. I guess this is kind of the horror portion. A guy. Pretty cool throwback type survival horror game. I think you're trapped overnight in a shrine, or you're hanging out there, and you gotta form. I forget how you do it with the switch, or you may use the thumbstick. You gotta do seals and stuff to stop the ghosts from getting you, type stuff. From what I played of it, it was cool, and it was actually pretty creepy. This is another one that's a throwback horror game. You go back to school at night from when I was playing of it, trying to figure things out about me. Somebody disappeared or a friend or something. Spine-chilling Korean survival horror. The custodian will just catch you and pretty much kill you. Like avoiding his little clock tower-ish as well. From what I played of this one, it was good too. I know the second one's out. I want to get that one on the PS5. Because I want to play more of this. But I was liking it. And sometimes with those survival horror type games, they'll just disappear for good or end up a ton of money. What is that? Civilization 6? Is that 5? No. 6. 6 and 5 is just 3. I picked this up a while ago and I barely played any of it. Build an empire that stands the test of time. You go in through brute force, diplomacy, etc. You use different, I guess, famous people, leaders of the time, and you're building up your civilization as the years go by, right? And you can go to space, apparently. You gotta be into these games, you gotta really put the time in. There's a lot of management and stuff, resources and all that stuff, but if you get into them, they're really cool. Bravely Default 2, another Square Enix. These have come out elsewhere, I believe. Once again, another really cool art style in the overworld. In battle, it looks not as great, but it still looks nice. But it's another RPG by Square. It has a good art style. I did not play a ton of it. I got it because it was on sale. Another one I hope to get back into. And the final one. Family Feud. We've been watching a lot of Family Feud lately. Just because some of the goofy answers people give. It's Family Feud. You're guessing stuff and the usual. Based on the surveys and whatnot. It's Family Feud. Pretty self-explanatory. But yeah. That is my gum chewing Switch collection.